Well,
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Virtual World. Come here, though. Pretend like we're friends. Come close. Demo night. Thank you so much for being here. But who here has never been to a demo night before? Well, you are most welcome. Okay, so we'll do the thing. We don't do it at the end. We'll do it at the start. If you don't get close to each other, if you close there, we'll from the back, close down. So the first thing, while holding the things, pressing not too hard, okay? Because I would like to try and stand on my leg. Okay. Then I want you to stretch out your arms, and with the hand not holding a drink, touch your nose. Have a good look around. Okay. Feel how your leg is wobbling, or definitely mine is, and then using your other hand, just put your hand on the shoulder of the person next. Okay. What you will find at this point is that everything just got a little bit easier because you're all right. Thank you very much. So, demo night is really simple, and the number one reason that startups fail in the world is that we build stuff that people don't want or need. We are such frigging geniuses in our own minds. We think we found something ever. We build it and nobody cares. This room is to solve that problem. So whoever stands up here, however brave or unbrave they are when they're here, remember it's very scary to be in front of you, especially you, definitely you. Okay, when you're stood here, it's really difficult. And what they're looking for is your feedback. They're looking for you to question them, to challenge them in a friendly, critical way, because what you do here is help you succeed. And actually, your brain changes as you ask them questions, as well as their brain changes. And you might watch him ask a question, and your brain changes too. So we're all learning in this environment. Now, unlike other events, we want you to get your phone out, and we want you to go to menti.com and put that code in, and you will have access to all of these slides that come up today. You'll also be able to vote at certain points and put your opinion and questions across. So even if you don't get a chance to say your question out loud, you can still put it on here, and they'll get to read it later, and it will help. Okay? So right now, just so you can test it, when you put in a word that you associate with startups, you go to menti.com, put that code in, and then you should be able to flip through and put in a word or two or three into that piece, and it will come up here like a little book. Now, if anybody's watching the live stream, please don't block my phone.
Oh, sorry.
Anybody's watching the live stream at the moment can also do this image conference cloud platform so they can see the same thing. All right, the live stream's over there, so don't make a fool of yourself next to that phone. Okay. We run these every month on the second Wednesday. We're running through till June this season, and June is on the Tech Week, so we're looking forward to that one. And we launched at this very spot in June last year. But Canopy as a whole has been running since 2016, and we'll be running 19 demos. All right, look, you're getting the hang of it. I love it. So I don't mind you doing this during this event. This is not rude here, okay? This is a good thing. Type in those questions. This is the phrase that kind of brings together the whole culture of this event, okay? So everything you touch you change, and everything you change changes you. So just keep thinking you're helping by helping them. You're helping by asking questions. You're helping by interacting. Even if what you say to them is, dude, Google Drive does that, you absolutely shouldn't be working on this, that's helping. You could say, you know what, that's purple, but if it was blue, I'd buy it, I'm your perfect customer, that's helping. Or actually, I've got a friend who I think you should meet, that's helping. There's going to be 5 minutes for each of them to demo, and then we might have the Q&A go a little bit further than 5 minutes, but overall it's about 10 minutes for each of them. Bob's presenting first. Bob. And Bob's come all the way from Lisbon just to see you. Okay, I'm not here. So Bob, over to you, mate. Awesome. Oh yes, can you just practice something? Can you give Bob a nice word?
Someone give me a little favour and time 5 minutes and give me a little wave every time the minute goes past because I will go over it now. So I'm here to present to you Reflame today. Reflame is something that's based out of my own personal experience, yeah, and it's something that I've learned through some pretty tough times. Okay, this basically is a representation of losing your job. Okay, so here, if the company's really great, yeah. HR are providing well-being, they're providing mental support and things like that. And then suddenly you lose it all, yeah? So the point I'm making here is when someone loses their job, they don't just lose a salary and they lose their job. They lose a sense of belonging to a team. They lose all of their agendas. Someday you suddenly wake up and you've got a clear agenda ahead. You wake up and you haven't got any goals anymore apart from this massive goal that is get another job. And my experience, and when I've spoken to a lot of other people, is that's tough. It really is horrible, yeah. And yeah, there are things out there that you can do, and you can find on LinkedIn. Someone's going to rewrite your CV for you. Someone's going to give you coaching in this, and the money goes out, and there's no money coming in. So this gets more and more stressful, and it compounds. So, Reflame, okay. Reflame I have put together as an online community where people can go in and we democratize a lot of this help, the CV support and everything else. But the main point is to help people get that structure back in their lives, yeah? That structure of, okay, there is that massive goal, I've got to get a new job, but break it down into sections where it's a smaller goal that I am actually in control of, which is send out 2 quality CVs a day, connect with 5 people on LinkedIn a day. So actually at the end of the day, you can say, tick, I was successful today. And it means a lot. And then you come to Reflame at 5:30 and you meet up with everyone else in Reflame and we say, what went well today? What went badly today? Yeah, and then I'm listening to what went badly today. And when I hear what's going on and I look at the data from that, suddenly in comes a webinar on how to address the things that are going badly. So it's a really agile community of people that are really looking at, at how we can actually support each other. And when these webinars are in there, you've got some place to go, yeah? So the idea is, as I say, massive goals, smaller goals, build your daily routine. So the last part of the meetup on a day is your daily routine for tomorrow already written? Yeah? So you wake up and you flick on your computer and your agenda's full and you've got something to chase after all of the time. So that's the concept of Reflame, okay? There's another side of Reflame and another side of Job Loss. I was on that side as well. Letting people go is hideous, yeah? Okay, it really is nasty, okay? There might be the bean counters, who are just saying, all right, cut 10 million off the wage bill and everything else. and that's easy for them. But the people who are doing it, HR, the people that care, even the line managers hate it, and it hurts them and it stresses them out. It stresses them out so badly. So actually providing something like Reflame where you can say to someone, I have to do the worst thing. 2 minutes gone or 2 minutes ago?
2 minutes to go.
Okay, it's absolutely hideous. I've got to do this to you, but I can put you somewhere where it's good for you, yeah? And I can put you there, and it's good for me as well, yeah? Because it helps me with my employee brand and everything else. And actually, the absolute massive kicker for the businesses, if you put people into Reflame, you can look into the talent pool and take people out when you want to, yeah? And the idea of these people constantly being developed and everything else is that actually we're going to create quite an amazing talent pool of people who people want to take out. So why now? This is the graph of the UK redundancies, yeah? In tens of thousands, those numbers, so it's 97,000, the last one is 82,000. That's going up by 5,000 a month. It's a market that's growing 50% year on year. So it is absolutely required. As AI starts kicking in, and we had this debate upstairs, you know, is AI going to take people's jobs? No, people that use AI will take people's jobs, but the jobs will go, in my opinion. So we need to spin people around and get them very, very positive on this, yeah? So that's why. What do I want? What do I want? Okay, I want to be introduced to HR titans in London that can come onto my advisory board, help me and point me in exactly the right direction. I would love an HR business development unicorn who would come and be my co-founder and really help me build this up. I've got the concept there, and I would love to make sure it gets out to all of London. And then networking and introduction to the HR community, yeah? When we get into Q2, when this is really starting to move, then it's a case of funding, because I really do anticipate that this can go stellar based on those numbers. And what I have is Google alerts every day for job cuts, and I get pinged about 6 times a day with new stories of job cuts. It's happening. I want to take the fear out of redundancy, the fear out of job loss, and help both sides. HR do the job they have to do, but then help people get right back into the talent pool and back in. I think that's 5 minutes, yeah?
Well done,
Bingo.
Wow, I don't know if that's a good idea. No, but thank you so much for your presentation. I think it was really great. From the investor perspective, I kind of think that you probably could have spent more time on like what's the USP of the platform, what's the competitive landscape, and in general, like what's your ask maybe for investors. I understand that you spent a lot of time on the problem, which I understand and empathize with, but I'm assuming that it's kind of more generic pitch, and you have a different pitch for a different kind of audience. So and I mean, well done and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And the USP is, and I could probably say it, there's the outplacement industry that's already out there, yeah, and it's archaic and it hasn't changed in many years. It's kind of the most innovative thing they've done is now online coaching with people as opposed to making them go to their offices. It's there to completely disrupt that industry, but also democratize it by bringing the price down by about 4. So a lot more people can get access to Reflame than can get access to traditional outplacement services.
For me, it would be more interesting, like to understand, for instance, how do you make money? What's the price? Who pays for it?
Sure.
And what's the technology that you're using? Because there's so many software services, apps, and so on that you can use for this purpose. So I'm just trying to understand what's your competitive advantage.
Spoken like a true investor.
It's based on an off-the-shelf community platform called Mighty Networks. Yeah, so that allows me a huge amount of power. It's everything that I do with them is unlimited because of what I've got in there. It keeps it all into one area, and it's also mobile friendly, so people can run it on their mobiles and everything else. So yeah, that's the technology that I use. The way it's monetized is the HRs will pay me a fee to put someone in there. Yeah, and it's 1,000 euros to have them in for 2 years. Yeah, and it's a long period, because I don't want to ever be in that situation where I say, hey, Anna, yes, 4 months is up and now you've got to pay for yourself. I want to make sure that we keep people and get them sorted. But if someone's self-funding in there, it's only 25 euros a month. Yeah. And the idea is that the corporates pay more in order to allow me to keep that price down. So, you know, by paying their fee, they're helping me help other people. So it's a nice ESG kick for them as well.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you very much. Elizabeth, do you have a question? And I'll go pick somebody random over here in the audience.
This chap put his hand up very quickly. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You go.
It's not quite clear. Why do you actually need funding, as in from an investor?
So I anticipate when I get to there is a limitation. I did say it's unlimited on Mighty Networks, but at the moment the limitation is English speaking. But then English speaking is all the way over in New York and it's all the way over in California as well. And if I'm doing checkout calls at 5:30 UK, then it's 9:30 in the morning, California. So as I move, and I will start doing geographic, duplicates of Reflame in other areas to suit time zones and things like that. So it's actually just then growing it into there. So it's the additional funding to actually grow it at what I expect to be quite an exponential rate, and I will need people to do that. So it's basically to build the team to allow me to grow.
Thank
Yeah.
you for your kindness.
Thank
Anyone
you.
else?
Thank you. Very interesting, all of that. Because I'm interested in how you're making money, but I'm interested because you just talked about expansion.
Yeah.
And I want to know what kind of business model you're using, because it doesn't sound like a SaaS model, because you're really focusing very much on individuals, helping you grow that. So I want to know how you're going to be scaling.
So the business model is, as I say, it's 1,000 fee. Yeah, the HRs will pay me to have someone in there. So I'm doing that on a normal distribution curve of how long people stay generally, out of work, and it's based on it being €100 a month. So that would be 10 months. So over 10 months, I theoretically lose, but there will also be the people that go back into work in 2, 3, and everything else. Yeah, but it's very scalable from an actual operations perspective. The webinars that I deliver, the data that comes out is all very, very scalable. Yeah. So, the fact of how to actually going up is just basically people coming in through the door.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question on that?
No.
No.
No, you can say it.
You know me very well. Not necessarily, because you were talking about time zone challenges.
Yeah.
And so that's not going to help you scale if you're thinking about those time zone challenges, and that's you delivering. That's going to be really difficult to scale.
Exactly.
So there's that one thing, and then the other is you've talked about companies coming onto the platform already, but that's on a different platform, right? Not this one.
No, it's on this one.
It's this one.
Yeah.
So how many companies have you got on this platform?
At this stage, what I did is in the last 2 months of last year, I proved the model. Yeah, so I took in some beta testers.
Yeah.
We basically went through it. I took their feedback. I improved the model, and it's all been proved now. So Q1 this year
Congratulations.
is going out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's cool.
Q1 this year is going out there and starting to get the businesses coming in. When I talk about the time zone challenges, I have got some Americans on it at the moment, and it does pose that challenge, obviously. But the idea would be that it would literally almost be like almost a franchise model where we would take Reflame over onto PCT, Reflame ET, and then Reflame India standard time and things like that. So then we would have people who are operating in that time zone.
Okay, so you're not necessarily looking at it as a venture backable business from an institutional investor. You're probably, where are you looking for your funding from?
No, I would be looking at the venture backing to help me launch those teams, because I would need individual community managers and teams in each of those areas.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to come over here for a round question.
So I'm just kind of like wondering, how exactly does your business model work with your B2C? The way I'm seeing it is like, if your platform is successful and you get them a job, then they leave the platform because they don't need it. So if your product is successful, does that just basically increase the churn rate and prevent it from recurring?
Yes. Absolutely. It's one of those things, yeah, that I've sat down and reflected on this quite a lot. Yeah. If I do an absolutely awesome job, people leave me very quickly. But then if I'm doing that, I'm confident, and I know because I'm tracking, say, Google Alerts, I know that the top of funnel is enough to keep that circulating away. And that's why, as I say, with the corporates, I put in this fixed fee model where, okay, if someone goes in 2 months, I still get my 1,000, and that's it. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. And I honestly, given my own experience, would love to be in a situation where I'm actually challenged a bit by that, where people are leaving so quickly because they're getting the jobs. If that's the story, my PR will be so massive that everyone will be coming in. I say to quite a lot of people, like a vision statement that I'd really like to call out, but not make it totally public. So why am I saying it here? Is that Reflame is so good that you can't wait to get fired. It's really my opportunity to say, right, I'm out. Life is going to get better.
I'm just wondering if you can reframe kind of how you're speaking to the audience and which audiences, because for instance, we see a rise or momentum in a lot of like, governments, entities and so on, trying to get like women entrepreneurs or like, very qualified women back to workforce after having children and so on. There's a lot of governmental funding into this. So I'm wondering if it's also public organizations that you can tap into and get them to pay for this, because they would love to tick off that box, frankly. And if you have it automated, I mean, I think it's great that you're using an off-the-shelf platform, which is very, very commendable. But I would say that you could, I obviously don't know how it's working, if it's efficient or not, but this could be like a really great kind of package that you could sell to different governments or public entities.
But 100%. Really, I've been around the block enough, as an entrepreneur, they say if you sell to everyone, you sell to no one, or whatever. But I'm still a little bit too nervous to say I'm going to home in just here. It's the out of work market, but I completely agree. The returnship, model and things like that is so powerful. Especially, I am such a massive fan of like the returning mother model and things like that, because they're the best negotiators in the world. They are the best multitaskers in the world, and they deserve that massive boost to get back in and everything else. So yeah, I see Reflame being able to support them 100%. If it means that one of my franchises or my duplicates is 100% Reflame returning mothers, then I'll do it and I'll tailor it. But at the moment, let's get them all in, and we'll see. Agile marketing, we'll see where the market wants to take me. But when the UK announced whatever it was, just before Christmas, they're doing their Get to Work program. I was on to my friends in government, like, who can I speak to? Because as you say, I think it's exactly that model that they would be happy to get on board with.
I'll give you 10 minutes.
You're a gentleman.
Give a round of applause. We're going to turn to Nathan now. Nathan, stage. Can you give Nathan a round of applause while you get a drink and a pizza?
Well, ladies and gents, thank you so much for being here and listening to me drawl on for 5 minutes. I'm Nathan Jones. I'm the co-founder of Peak State. The birthplace of Peak State. My background is I was a professional rugby player and then went into the military as a pilot. I was a frontline pilot for 18 years. And on the 9th of February 2014, it was a moment that changed my life forever. I was flying an aircraft from the UK into Camp Bastion in Afghanistan, where an in-flight emergency forced myself and other passengers in the aeroplane to be pinned on the roof. I had to crawl along the roof and then managed to regain control of the aircraft with my feet on the roof, pulling the aircraft out of the dive before we went into the sea. We diverted into an American Air Force base on the Syrian border, and thankfully we went in the sea, and I managed to save the lives of 198 people. Which would have been
Incredible.
you just sucked up 10 seconds of my time. Which would have been the biggest loss of life in a single incident in the military since World War II. What happened? I broke my neck and my back. I then went into a recovery pathway at Headley Court, which was our Defence Medical Rehab Centre, which is where I met my co-founder, David, who was there in a sorry state. He is a 6'7" army officer, so he is not built for trench warfare, and a sniper shot him in the shoulder. He still has a bullet in his lung today. So Why am I saying this? Physically, we were injured, but arguably the hardest part of our recovery pathway and where we've got to today is in the mind. And through our recovery journeys and what the learnings that we had to get us back onto our feet was through the medium of sports recovery, and the power of mental fitness. Now, when I say mental health, I'm sure most of you in here immediately think mental ill health. That is a systemic issue, I would say, where everyone in this room has mental health, and you all sit on a spectrum from mental ill health to mental positive health. And we say the phrase mental fitness. And we, the vernacular that we use, we wish we lived in a world where people looked after their mental fitness just like they looked after their physical fitness. When we were in the military, we were fortunate enough, my final tour was at Kensington Palace, working for both of the Dukes, so Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We looked at the mental health provision of the armed forces and found that everything was negative. It was for people with PTSD and nothing on this positive lens. So we then looked at creating something, a series of tools and techniques to look after the good management of good mental health. It was to enable people to not only pick them out of these dark times so that they can perform better, but it was for well people, enabling them to perform at their best. And that's where we created Peak State. And it is about giving you the opportunity to reach your peak state, giving you the tools and techniques that you need, not just sticking you in at elite athlete level and biohacker level, but it's building those foundations, those tools that you need to then take you on this journey of unlocking your potential, increasing your performance, and improving well-being. Now, in the next minute and 10 seconds, you can give me 20 seconds for the round of applause. What we are now, we are a limited company, but we're also a social enterprise. So we work with everyone from school kids with Peak State schools, all the way through from corporates to elite athletes, elite performers, all the way through to aged care, to try and push back the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. Because the power of the mind really is the most powerful muscle in your body. How do we do that? We do a mixture of in-person talks and workshops. We'll go into schools and go into corporates to deliver this. We have a series of accredited online learning through a learning management system, an LMS that we have developed. We did use Thinkific. We now have our own native. We have an app and a series of apps. And this is a developing thing. And really, the world that we live in, it's kind of a double-edged sword of who's this for? Well, it's for everyone. And Bob said previously, if you're trying to sell to everyone, you're selling to no one. We're actually selling to everyone. So it's an issue. There's 5 minutes up. The rest of it we sucked up in the questions, I'm sure. But why don't we finish with a little exercise? So we breathe in for 2 seconds, and then I want you to breathe out for 4 seconds. I've just taught you a little magic trick to change your nervous system from a sympathetic to the parasympathetic, go into your rest and digest. So you can now give a round of applause. I didn't click through my slides. They're rubbish anyway.
All right, you don't need it. And ask him a question.
Lots of competition. I know, for example, Bob Day, that does exactly like sports. I think they have about 3 hours per month, 4 days. The very, very heavy reading training. Your mind over to regain confidence. Mental constraint. It's very, very popular. And what they do is that they have master classes. They very much. And then the people who want to subscribe to take the course, they do presentation. If you want to take the course, they sign and then they pay £3,000 and then they go for 4 days, very, very active, from 8 o'clock in the morning to about 1 a.m., especially on Sunday.
Wow. What's the company
from
called?
Thursday to Sunday. It's called lovebrain.com.
Lovebrain.com, yeah, I'm going to take them out. It's a saturated market, it really is, but we see it. I mean, our tagline at Peak State is we are creating a global community of those who understand the importance of mental fitness and human performance and feel empowered to attain it. Now, it is kind of a dogfight in certain industries. The way that we go into this, and like I said, we're a social enterprise, is I wouldn't see them as a competitor, I would see them as a potential partner. And there are experts in everything, in all these different fields. You will all be experts in whatever areas that you're working in. We don't need to be the experts in everything, because that's just not the nature of it. We can use relationships with experts like that and partner up with them, and what it's doing is it's building this community of betterment, because we just want to live in a world where people are living happier, healthier, higher performing lives. So yeah, absolutely. It's the whole adage of if you have a Coke machine there and a certain amount of people will go and drink Coke, but if you have a Coke and a Pepsi machine, then more people will drink it, and it's that same thing. It's like we want to spread this message of changing the mindset from a negative to a positive one. I hope that answers your question, but yeah, I certainly don't see them as a.
I think that the market is quite saturated. Maybe do you have any specialists? So sorry.
That's all right, that's all right, this lady here.
Oh, thanks. As a follow-on, you say you're building a community. Like in what aspect? Like if it's for everyone, it's not like you can link up the elite athletes with the school children. So how are you doing that?
We're doing exactly that. We are linking in elite athletes with school children purposely, because in society now, positive role models are really lacking, and I would say that a lot of role models are actually negative. They might think they're positive, but they're negative to the future generations. And because we work in elite sports, we work in Formula One, we work with the FA, we've just partnered with the World Surf League now for with our partnership with the World Surf League is a great example. All of the Europe, Middle East and Asia tour dates, we are focusing on a certain area of mental fitness. So Nazaré, the big wave in Portugal, we are doing breath work. With that, we've developed an app on breath work and specifically apnea training. So the way we do that, so expanding your vital capacity of your lungs, we then use the training that the elite athletes do, the surfers, the heroes, and we get them in, and we invite all the local schools, engage with all with the Portuguese government and the governing body itself, and they pay for the app to be delivered for the kids, and then the facilitators are us, obviously, but it's the athletes. So they're the ones that are explaining, and you've got a superpower, but often it's like a dark art. We want to distill that and enable people to be able to use these, and also use them in a functional way. So in our app, everything is situationally tailored. So it would be something that a surfer would use, say, or a Formula One driver in order to calm their nerves. Then someone in an office environment, well, they're not driving a racing car at 200 miles an hour, but they might get nervous before delivering a public speech or doing a presentation or whatever. So, okay, well, what is it? How can you cross-pollinate between them? It's the same science, it's the same skill, whether it's using neuroscience or behavioral science. These are the tools and techniques that we can then pull from the world of elite sport, military, and high performance, and then give that to the masses.
That was such a good question. Well done. Elizabeth, no, I'll close with a question from Anna.
Right, so just a quick one, really. What's your ask? Or did I miss that? I don't think I missed it.
No, I didn't say it. The ask is essentially that building this community of it's a bit like Bob's, really, because the into to schools, into companies, it's the whether it's HR or well-being directors. So it's the ability to go into a place of work. B2C is not our play, it's a B2B play. So it is about going in, and what we don't want to do is the price of it to hamper the end user from using it. It's about, this is provided for by the company, by the organisers to build that community for them. So for us, it's building that network, building or giving us ins into potential clients, potential customers. We're in 17 different countries now. So yeah, it's time for expansion. We've bootstrapped the whole thing, so we still own everything. So yeah, but it's not necessarily a financial ask. I'm not at this time going get your checkbook out. But if you want to, that's great.
Anna brings home.
Well, congratulations for the presentation and for the work that you've done so far. As far as I understand, you have a kind of a white label app and LMS, and then like you're acting as a mediator between different associations and like target groups. So what's like your and your co-founder's role, or what's the team's role there? In fact, like, are you doing any on-site work? Because I think your story is amazing, and probably, you should be doing that if you aren't already. And second, can you speak a little bit about your traction?
Yeah, so having a backstory where we can speak like this to different groups. Our story is part of the power of it, and being able to speak with credibility. We're fortunate enough that we have a pretty vast network of interesting individuals from military, from sport, from high achievers, and it's just started. It's developing essentially a speaking network, but it's our Peak State network all around the world, which enables if you're a corporate or a school and you want to have different speakers in, bear in mind it can be a different person each time. If it's a speech in a workshop that you want, then every individual's got their different journey, their different speech, and at the end of it is always a workshop. That's your takeaway. But then the added benefit of what we deliver is then also accredited online courses and books, and it's on and on and on. It's that scalable kind of tiered approach of what we do. So yeah, it's not just down to us. We started out like that, but became very quickly overrun with what we were doing. So traction wise, we now have there's Peak State Australia, New Zealand. We're just starting up in the States, but we work from everywhere from Brazil, Colombia, Philippines.
More in terms of money, the traction, did you?
Oh, traction wise.
And as an investor, she likes to make money.
Yeah. So I was explaining it before, as bootstrapping it. This was a program at the Royal Foundation. So we were incredibly lucky that we had Prince Harry as our face of it, and very well-known people who were speaking about it, a very high-powered advisory board. So our first contract was the Australian government, and we delivered Peak State ANZ, or Peak State Australia, for the first responders in Australia. So it was for 250,000 people in the aftermath of the Black Summer bushfires, and that was back in 2020. The Prime Minister at the time launched it at Parliament House. It was a big thing, big media splash. So we've managed to, and then our next contract was in Greece by the Greek royal family, which was for the entirety of Greece. So we've been very lucky with nice contracts. So that's why we still own the whole company. We've managed to do it. But now, and the reason for me doing these things is, one, spread the message, but two, it's time to scale. So, I'm only one person. We are two people, and we have a small team, and we maintain that the leanness to be agile and nimble. But now it's that time that we need to scale properly and get more boots on the ground.
Right, let's give him a round of applause. You can talk to whilst I know that it's thing don't go back, I want to let you know that these things happen on the second Wednesday of every month. Not just here, but also in Venture Space and in better places located in them. If you're standing here thinking, I've got an idea and I'd like to see on the stage, come and talk to me later. The point here is not to pitch for fun, to do what these people have been doing, to show you what they're working on, to get your feedback and your questions to help build better results, either because you help them or because they learn something from feedback. So Sir Hill's based in Venture Space. He's going to talk to you about his idea and he's got activities going on. All three of these are fairly different, as you probably can imagine. Bob did come from Lisbon today to do this as part of a crossover. Canopy does a lot of work in Lisbon and in Portugal. And we're actually running programs for Portugal this year, from Portugal government. So Sir Hill, my friend, this is for you. Please give him a warm round of applause for the homeboy.
Sorry, Stuart, I'm gonna use the mic because I'm unwell, and B, I'm not gonna be on the camera because I'm gonna change things up slightly. So hi, I'm Sahil. I'm the co-founder and CEO of DeepReal. So DeepReal is a text-to-video AI startup. We basically clone the face and voice of a person to make their lifelike AI avatar that can then be used to generate videos from any text source, prompt, document, or a blog post or an article. So I'm going to talk less because I'm a bit unwell. And since I was told this is a demo night, I'm going to attempt a live demo. So, any volunteers on what video you would like to generate today? Any prompt that you would like to give to me? Otherwise, I'm going to choose
A mental fitness training course.
I wouldn't be able to generate a full course, but let's try. How about January blues and something to do with mental health and January blues? All right. Actually, let's try your prompt. So mental health, anything, a short video. Mental fitness, okay. Mental fitness. All right, I'm going to just choose this prompt and I am going to hit generate. So once this is happening, it will take a couple of minutes. I am going to show another prompt that I tried this morning on January blues. This was my backup fail-safe option. So the only words that I typed in that box was January blues, and this is the video that came out. I made no changes.
You're not alone. January blue. Feeling down? You're not alone. January blues hit harder than a Monday morning coffee crash. Let's turn that frown upside down with 5 quick mood boosting tricks that actually work. First, get moving. Even a 10-minute walk can boost your mood. Next, brighten your space. Open those curtains and let natural light in. Third, connect with friends. A quick coffee date works wonders. Fourth, try something new. Maybe that hobby you've been putting off. Finally, practice gratitude. There's 3 good things. Start with just one of these tips today. Your future self will thank you. Double tap if you're ready to beat those January blues. Feeling down?
So this is a draft video, and the other one is hopefully generating as we talk. So what we do, we have an AI video genie that writes the script of the video, finds the relevant B-roll, the music, the captions, the transitions, and does everything for you to give you a beautifully edited video very quickly. So this is basically targeted to people who want to make videos but do not have the time or skills to do that, and that's predominantly small businesses and amateur creators. So everyone in the world of TikTok and InstaReel needs to make videos. But what we see is my slides are not working. Video making today is really complicated. It requires a lot of planning, research, script writing, filming, then once you've done that, then filming, so dressing, makeup, lighting, doing multiple takes, then editing in professional video editor tools like Adobe Express, Adobe Canva, Adobe Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, all of these really complicated tools. And most people don't know how to do that. And with AI tools, things are becoming better, right? So instead of weeks of filming, you're moving to hours and days, but it's still going to ChatGPT, write a script. Then there are tools like AI tools which have AI avatars similar to ours, like Agents and Synthesia, where you can use avatars to make videos. But then you still have to do editing, right? So you go into modern editors, which are slightly simpler, but still require a ton of time. So essentially, there is no single AI tool that does everything for you, and that's what that's the gap that we fill. So it is taking 2 more minutes, but let me finish up. Let me show you something else.
Reel is the quickest and simplest way to make videos. In just one click, generate an...
All right, let me show you another video. So this is a, come on. All right, let me show you a video of one of the things that we worked on, which is something hopefully everyone will recognize. So we worked with Aston Martin F1 team, and we created a lifelike AI avatar of this star driver, Fernando
AI Alonso. You'll find me on the Aston Martin Aramco official website, where you'll be able to use the all-new text-to-speech functionality to hear me read out selected articles in multiple languages. I'm learning other languages too, so expect more in the coming months. You'll also find me making appearances across the team's channels, just like I am now, to deliver new content that's even more personalized to you. Aston Martin Aramco and Fernando teamed up with the experts in AI at 11 Labs and Deep Reel to create AI Alonso and enhance your fan experience. This is just the start. You can look forward to more features and functionality in the future. See you again soon.
All right, so that was AI Alonso made with Deep Reel and Fernando Alonso. So let me see if we have got the video. Maybe not. Am I running over time?
Just a touch.
All right, this is the mental health.
85% of success in any field comes from your mental fitness. Your mind, just like your body, needs regular training. Today, I'll share 3 powerful ways to boost your mental fitness that you can start practicing immediately. First, start each day with 10 minutes of mindful breathing. This simple practice strengthens your focus and reduces stress. Second, challenge your brain with new skills or puzzles daily. And third, practice positive self-talk. It's your mental gym's most powerful equipment.
I'm going to stop there because we're running over time, but that is basically what Deep Reel does. Thank you.
Give me a round of applause, please.
Ask me a question.
Yeah, happy to answer any questions, please.
Thank you very much for the presentation. So there are the likes of Runway AI and OpenAI Sora, which already made it in this space. How do you use it?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we're different to Runway and Sora. So we use so there's something called A roll and B roll. So A roll is me or a presenter talking, and B roll is the A roll was the presenter talking, and the B roll is all the images, videos that are playing in the background that support what the person is saying. So Runway, Sora are relevant for B roll. So we and Google Veo is another one, which is much better than Runway and Sora. We got access to Google Veo. We worked very closely with the Google Veo team. We got access to Google Veo back in August of last year, before it even came out, and we were trying it. So again, we use all AI video generation tools to support what is being said, so that you don't have to sit there and try and prompt and do 15, 16 takes to get that one take that you can use in your video. So we do that heavy lifting for you. So this is our tool is takes in AI image generation, AI video generation, speech generation, music generation, and gives you the final product.
Really cool, love it. It's awesome seeing it real time, like loads of companies using it, to be honest. Do you have any idea of how it compares with like think about, I mean, I guess a lot of companies do this for TikTok or Instagram Reels or something like that. Do you have any feel for how well it performs versus like, I don't know, user generated content or stuff like that?
Yeah, so as I understand your question,
It's like versus real people, basically.
So there are already influencers with hundreds of thousands and millions of followers that are using AI avatars to make videos, and most people don't even know that. When we post our videos on TikTok, we write actually in like bold, like AI generated video made with Deep Reel, and we still have people commenting that, oh, is this AI generated? Like, yes, it is AI generated. So I guess to your point that I think you have a very valid point that the UGC videos do a very different job, and they're very good for certain platforms. So TikTok does really well with UGC because you need the videos to look like unprofessional almost, and they support that. Whereas on Instagram and now LinkedIn, I think more professional videos do well. Likewise on YouTube Shorts. So I think it depends a lot on the platform and what you're after.
Amazing demo, really, that's hard to do. So, but I think every competitor you have on the list, every brand they're unicorns, right? They're in the billions of dollars market cap.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Competing with those is tough. So what do you want to be? Where do you want to be in a company's time? Are you going to be just a vendor, a provider, or what are you going to be?
Yeah, so as you're 100% right, all our competitors are $1 billion. Everyone is making 30, 40, $50 million in revenue each year. I think we can easily get there. The market for video is so big. It's like clothes that we wear or shoes that we wear, right? Everyone in the world, every company in the world has to make videos in 2025. There's no alternative to have presence online, but not everyone can afford to hire video editors and people who spend hours making videos. And AI has the power to give you that solution now. And because of that, the market is so big that we can have 10, 20 competitors all giving you AI video products. And everyone will have different nuances, and it depends on what your tastes and preferences are and how each of those companies cater to those specific tastes and nuances.
Because this is so tricky. Okay, I'm going to go to you, and then the final question.
It looks like a great product. How are you monetizing it?
Yeah, it's a simple subscription. So just sign up online. Thank you. You can sign up online. It starts at $25 a month. You can make 5 of these videos, so just $5 a video. We're going to increase the pricing in a couple of months' time.
I was going to say that sounds very cheap.
Yeah, it is very cheap.
Compared to what you're looking at, right?
Yeah, no, I think we can get up to $200 a month easily, but for that we'll have to add a lot more features. So people, like, there are brands that are just charging to connect to Instagram and TikTok and schedule content. They charge like $100, $200 a month, and I'm like, it'll take us 10 minutes to build that. So we're going to do that over the next couple of months. So allow people to publish directly. And the way we look at it is we don't want to be a video editing. We want to eliminate video editing and video production as a job or an activity. I think the way it's going to change is small businesses will have a AI agent where we know what their business is, we know who their customers are, and we will be recommending and generating videos for them and managing the social media for them by the end of the year. That's the target.
And that focus element is really important. So what's your market? Are you B2B? Are you SME? Are you individual influencers?
Yeah, we're small businesses. So small businesses and amateur creators. That's what we target.
I can tell you we've used it to MVP courses, and it's been really great. Just like Phil was saying, I did an MVP of a course on our Fortune Canopy members. I did it about 3 hours with about 50 bucks spent with a sales company, and it would have taken getting the people together like Nick, getting us this little studio set up and everything would have taken us months. Something I did on my own in the afternoon. Okay. Anna, last question from me.
Thank you for the presentation and congrats on the progress. How proprietary is this tech, and what do you still need to do in terms of art to get there? I'm quite jet lagged since yesterday, but it seemed to me like January Blues wasn't really lip sync.
Yeah, it wasn't lip sync because it was a draft video, so you have to. So I was just showing the draft screen. So in that screen, you can change. You have lots of options to change the script or images and everything, and then you hit the final render.
So what's the time?
In the final render time?
No, like I put a prompt in until I have a complete proper video.
So a couple of minutes to get to the draft, and then another 3 to 5 minutes for the final render.
So if I miss personally visually did lip syncing, it's not going to be done, right? So where's
Lip syncing is automatic. So as showed the AI Alonso video, did you find any issues with lip sync there?
No.
Yes.
That one, no, but that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so that's our technology. So we built our proprietary AI avatar technology that allows you to create lip synced videos from just text. So you type in text, it generates, and out comes a video of a person talking, saying what you just typed in 30 languages. So the AI Alonso can speak 33 languages fluently.
So that's the proprietary feature.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And it includes Portuguese, very hopefully. Yes.
And Croatian.
And Croatian, yes. That's right.
Okay, thank you very much. Give them a round of applause. All we need to do now is enjoy each other's company. Drink until it's finished. Sorry, eat until it's finished. Drink until it's finished. Stay as long as you like or go whenever. Wonderful to have you. Thank you very much. We'll see you on February the 12th. And if, as I say, you want to come up with this stage and maybe put your own idea here, you're very welcome to come and see me or come and see Nick. Afterwards, we'll be happy to sort you out whatever. Thank you very much for winning. Don't worry, everybody who's on next can see all of that.